Welcome everybody. This is this edition of Second Give. It is regular guys talking sports, and you know we may get some accomplished, we may not. We may talk about something that you want to hear, we may not. But it's just gonna be some regular guys talking about sports. I am, of course, one of your co-hosts, Cletus Cassidy. Thanks so much for tuning in to me, man. We had a lot to talk about today, but not a lot of time to do it in. We try to keep it in a little tight, concise package. We try to keep the package small. A lot of men are going through small package problems, but we want to make sure that small packages are recognized and appreciated on this show. Bring your small package. We're going to get it done. I'm going to bring in the co-host for today's show, man. First up, man, our basketball aficionado, the man, the myth, the legend, and amazing husband. Please show your love for the one and only Alonzo McConney. What's going on, Alonzo?
Oh, man, a myth and a legend. That's high praise.
That's what we're calling you, man. You are a man, a myth, and a legend. Thanks so much for being here one more time, brother.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, every week we're going to do this. Regular guys talking sports. If there's anything I am, it's regular.
But we're not just talking about because you eat fiber. All right, we also got in here, man. Apparently in from a safari, just got finished killing animals and is eating his kill as we speak, all the way from the Hype Factory 757, man. Please show your love for the one and only Mr. Jason Wells. What's going on, Jay?
What's up, big dog?
Man, just trying to make it out here, brother. It seems as though you full over there.
Yeah, man. That cowboy belly full.
Yeah. Hey, man, right now 2-0, man. Looking like possibly the best team in the league right now. Some of the questions that they had last week have been answered. The offense scored some points this week. The defense was still stout in a 30-10 victory. But I believe our good friend with the horrible hairline, Stephen A. Smith, says it every year. Just wait.
Just wait.
Cowboys are going cowboy.
Yeah, man. We're not getting too far ahead of ourselves today. You know what I'm saying? Just appreciate
thank you for being an actual non-foolhardy Cowboy fan.
Oh, no. I'm not delusional.
All right, and Ian, straight off of the S Curl box, this guy has been modeling for S Curl boxes and also has been a model for multiple do-rags. Please show your love for my man Slater Joel. What's going on, sir?
What's going on, man?
You're doing great, man. Came in, man. Look at that curl. That curl pattern is amazing. I don't know if that's a 4B Yankee straight.
Childish, man.
It looks great, sir, and it's still dry. I think you got that Indian in your family. This is a guy you can let sit on your couch. You don't have to worry about getting new throw pillows. Listen, we're gonna go ahead and get right into the show today, man.
But if we wearing hats, do I need to go get mine? Because we got to win today, this weekend too. So do I need to?
All right, let's get right on into the show, man, because it's gonna be fantastic. Another great show, man. I had to put Slater in timeout for just a few moments, man, because we got to make sure there's no disrespect on the show. Want to get into it, man. I have been trying to get off of this topic. Listen, it is like when you go to a club and there is just an amazing buttocks, and you start grinding on it, and you want to get off of it, but you just can't. I've been wanting to get off of the Colorado Buffaloes. That Buffalo butt has been out there so long, and I've been wanting to get off the topic, but now we've got them playing against a real team. I think they're going to end up losing to Oregon, but that's not the big story. The biggest story out of that game, and I want to get you guys' opinion, if you saw it, if you didn't see it, my man Travis Hunter, the two-way star, listen, that guy is so unattractive. He's got to be good at sports. When God has taken away looks in the way that he's taken away looks from this guy, he's got to be amazing at sports. But he took a hit on the sidelines during the game. People have been calling for suspension for the gentleman that hit him. He's been getting death threats to his house. Immediately, his home address, his mom address, His phone number were all printed and put out on the internet, doxed him. You guys have watched a lot of football. You've seen a lot of things. How do you feel? And I'm going to start with Alonzo. How do you feel about the hit? And what do you think should have been the consequences of such?
Well, at first, I think we really need to determine if it was an illegal hit. Some people were saying it was okay. It's a football play. Some people saying it was a little over aggressive. I don't know. I mean, he went after the guy. I felt he was out of the play. The play was over. He just hit him just to hit him. And I didn't see a penalty. I don't recall if there was a penalty on that play and the refs didn't do anything about it. Didn't throw him out of the game. If he didn't get thrown out of the game, was it really that bad? And if it was that bad, then yeah, it should have been consequences behind it. But ultimately, the kid got hurt. So, I feel bad for him, but hopefully, we have to see what comes forward. But yeah, I feel bad for the Buffaloes, and we'll see how it goes. It was rough.
So it was definitely a penalty. They called a penalty on the play. It was odd. A lot of people are saying it's dirty hit. I didn't find it to be dirty. I didn't think the hit was dirty. I think it was one of those things where you got what is the kid? At best 20 years old, unless you're the kicker for Colorado State. He was 31 years old with 3 kids, but we're not even gonna get into that. But it was a deep route. He was going in to go and make a hit. And it came on a hit. How many quarterbacks every week do we see get hit late on the sideline? I think a lot of people were upset because it ended up with Travis Hunter being in the hospital. I think a lacerated kidney is what it ended up being, and he's out for 3 weeks. Jason, what do you think, man? I know you played a lot of football. You've even played the position safety. What do you think about the hit?
So the part about it was, right, it wasn't a bang-bang play. If it was a bang-bang play out of bounds, if both of them was going for the ball, then as I totally see it being as a legal hit. But honestly, Travis took maybe about 2 or 3 steps out of bounds. The ball sailed at least 3 yards out of bounds. And that safety, literally, not only did he not let up, but he continued. And if you notice, he lowered his shoulder dead into his chest. So to me, that was absolute a intentional play. Right now, it wasn't targeting because it wasn't helmet to helmet. And under NCAA rules, only thing you can do is give him an unsportsmanlike conduct. But that's not an ejection on a college
But you
level.
can't. Now they can eject if they felt like if the officials on the field feel like it's a play that's ultra egregious, they can go ahead. If they think your hit was egregious, they can throw you out of the game. I've seen where guys have hit punt returners. A punt returner is getting ready to get there and return a punt and calls fair catch, and a dude just hauls off and levels them.
Right.
And they've thrown that guy out of the game. So if they feel like it's egregious, they can definitely throw him out. I didn't feel like it was an egregious hit. I've seen bigger hits.
It was a big hit, definitely.
It was a big hit, but it wasn't like it was. I didn't look at that hit when he hit him. I didn't be like, "Ooh, he killed him on that one." I didn't see that.
But you know what?
I definitely saw that it was a late hit, and it's just one of those ones. He caught him in a good place. Slater, you've been over there making a face like you drank some sour Kool-Aid. What you got on this?
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not disagreeing, but I will throw another perspective on it. You can't get a lacerated kidney if it wasn't a bad hit, and you know what I'm saying, or how you were hit. Apparently it was some level of. Secondly,
I didn't mean to remove it. That was an accident.
I'm so weak.
No, that really was an accident. But he is a small dude. Now, anybody that knows Travis is not a very big guy.
But again,
yeah.
I get it. But at the same time, again, when you're talking about how the hit happened, the play, in my opinion, was over long enough for the dude to slow down a little bit. And no, he just hauled off and gave him everything he had. And I think it's not about big pause. But no, I think what it is for me is the way Hunter, if y'all remember, the play had been over literally, like I said, for like 2 whole seconds to the point he had no guard up. He wasn't even bracing for that, bro. That play was well over, man. And that was just a dirty hit. I don't care what anybody says. Now, whether it was a big hit, whether it was one to make us go, oh, at the end of the day, the man is in the hospital with a lacerated kidney, y'all. And
it's
so
a liver. I've been
liver, whatever you want to call it.
He's no longer in the hospital. So now let me ask you this. Colorado didn't take him out of the game.
Colorado didn't take him out of the
Right.
game because I think when you have adrenaline rushing, when you have all of that stuff, you don't realize how painful something is. And so maybe he tried to go back in, and maybe he tried to do what he had to do. But in the middle of him doing what he had to do, maybe he felt something like, okay, something ain't right. I mean, I think we've all done that before, try to keep going, and then it's just like, oh no, that ain't right.
So I've said this about Deion and the coaching that he has. Clearly, there's only 2 players on that team he likes. There's only 2 players on that team that he cares about.
And they're his best players.
And they're his best players. He only cares about Shedeur and Travis. Shiloh finally got his first necklace from his daddy after getting a pick 6. Shiloh finally got it. Was weird. It was a weird moment. It was a weird moment for me. But let me ask you this. I've said that because of the way that that Sanders is trying to make sure his 2 guys get considered from the Heisman, I believe that he's going to get Shedeur hurt because he never takes Shedeur out of the game, and he never stopped throwing the ball with Shedeur. They were up. Now I will say the TCU. And this is what I'm telling you. If you watch most college games, once you start blowing a team out, they sit that quarterback down. They're not dropping that quarterback out to throw the ball.
But Cleves, isn't in college, you correct me if I'm wrong, aren't you trying to get style points in these games? Are you trying to dominate to the point where you're trying to get up in the rankings? Isn't the goal to get in the top 4?
I agree. But do you do that by still throwing the ball up when you're up by 30, 40 points? And I'm going to just take, what's the young man at Washington? The young man that's playing quarterback at Washington, his name is Penix. Penix has gone out there and thrown 4 touchdowns, 400 yards every single game in the first half. Hasn't played the second half. Once his team gets up,
he done
3 or 4 touchdowns, they sit him down. I've been watching Alabama.
But what part of that game was a blowout?
No, not this particular game. The game before that, because that's when I said that he was going to get Shedeur hurt by just constantly playing him and throwing the ball around like that. I'm a big Alabama fan. I've been watching a lot of Alabama football. Remember, Tua got hurt for the season that year in a game where Alabama was up big, and they were supposed to have taken him out of the game. He's like, let me try one more thing. They just felt like they could get that kind of thing going. Do you think that the bravado of what Primetime is bringing to the Colorado team could overall hurt some of his players? Because I think that a lot of the personal stuff that's happened and the hits are coming from where what Primetime is saying more than the kids. Do you think Primetime is good for the safety of these kids?
Yeah, man, that's tough right there. When you talk about the safety of the kids, first of all, their games have been real competitive, especially their first game, right? This game too. So he didn't necessarily have the luxury of
the Nebraska game was a blowout. He could have took him out in the Nebraska
blowout,
game.
Right? Nebraska game was a blowout. But you also have to take into consideration he's already acknowledged his team is already shorthanded. He's already painting his narrative like matter of fact, he's already softening the next 2 losses that they're about to take for these next 2 weeks, right? He's saying, hey, I don't have enough guys to compete like I want to just yet. So he already has a built-in rationale to why he's playing these guys the way he's playing them. And he's saying this out of necessity because he doesn't have the depth as an Alabama or as a, University of Georgia. And even going back to that hit that he made, like I remember I made a hit exactly like that. And I'm telling you, as a 19, 20-year-old kid, I'll never forget this kid, 6'4", kept running across the middle, talking all type of smack. Man, that quarterback threw that post. I could have went for the pick or I could have went for the hit. And because my adrenaline and all the emotions, and think about how much trash they were talking before the game, I went for the hit. I went for the kill shot, put him out the game.
So you were thinking about that leading up to it. Like, if he comes, right. I'm coming for him.
You're thinking about that. And that does play a factor in it. And I'm not condoning it because that was an inbounds play. And I think that play was an out of bounds play. But at the end, that kid is thinking about, look, man, this personal. And it was personal. That whole game was it was personal all week. So
yeah, it was already a rivalry game.
Right.
And whether y'all like him or not, the coach from Colorado State University, his kids love him as much as the kids at Colorado love Deion Sanders.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
So when they see their coach getting berated in the news and talked about, man, you're gonna put a little extra stank on it. Yep. I think they are. Those kids were disrespected the whole week. They were a 23 24.5-point underdog going into that game.
Yeah.
Nobody gave them any credit for winning. I think that they played with a little bit of an extra chip
Did you
on their
feel
shoulder.
it right at the beginning of that game? It seemed really intense to me. I know it's a rivalry game, but it seemed like a game that shouldn't matter that much. But from the beginning of the game, it felt really intense. Right from the beginning.
Intensity was up, definitely. That intensity.
Shedeur and Travis were involved in a pregame scuffle, a brouhaha.
Yep.
Prior to the game starting. I think that is a bad look for the program if every week we've got Shedeur getting in an argument with the other team's coach. This isn't the first time. He had a whole issue with the Nebraska coach. He had an issue with the TCU coach. The TCU coach, every week there's a game, there's been an issue that he's having with a coach at midfield. I think that's a bad thing. Is the formula that Deion is putting into this team, is it sustainable? What do you think, Slater or Alonzo? Is this a sustainable thing? This whole, we have rappers out every week. The Wu-Tang Clan shows up. Lil Wayne on his deathbed still out there rapping. I mean, how do we? He had on a pair of Uggs. I don't know what was happening.
I mean, reality. No, it's not sustainable. But I think you just ride it as long as you can, and you enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? And you embrace it while you have it. I think one of the biggest things that I'm waiting to see is how this Colorado team, personality-wise, will handle a loss. Because, I mean, hey, we got all the talk. We got all the win talk. We got all the, hey, we killing, we dominating talk. But I would just be anxious. Prime has shown he knows how to do it. But I just want to know if the team as a whole, the whole personality of the team, do they have what it takes to really handle and carry a loss?
And I think Jason has already said that Prime has been setting y'all up for them to lose these games and soften the blow of it. He's already been saying, hey, man, I don't have this, guys. I don't have this. I don't have. He's got Louis luggage, man. When you get Louis luggage, you can't get a whole lot of it. You can buy a whole lot of Walmart luggage, but that Louis luggage is back. I don't even know what Ernest Cassell is talking about. You just get guys that get on here to talk. I don't know. I'm doing research. Everyone no one expected them to go one. On this panel, did anybody expect that team to go 1-11 again? He brought in 86 new players. Let me explain to people. He brought in 86 new players. 25 of those players came from the SEC and the ACC. It was not like he brought in a whole bunch of slum guys. Nobody expected them to be 1-11 again. And then you played Cupcake U, Pop-Tart U, and Gallaudet in your first 3 games. You're supposed to win those 3 games.
I think cupcakes.
Cupcakes are delicious. I think what is going to be the tell of this team is what starts happening now as they get into their Pac-12 season. You got Oregon this week. You got USC coming up. You still got UCLA. They get to duck Washington. I think that's the game that everybody would have loved to have seen.
Amazing.
With Penix playing quarterback against Shedeur. I think that would have been a great. That's a ratings phenomenon. But overall, they're still losing in the ratings to the SEC. But they're in there when people didn't think they were going to be in there.
They're losing to the ratings. I read something that said that game was the most streamed game, 9.3
Yes, sir. 9 million people.
Hey, but that Texas Alabama game still got them. And Roll Tide, we suck. Moving on. Let's talk about it. Travis Hunter got hurt. This leads me to a discussion that we need to talk about. NFL players get a lot of money. But you know what their contracts are not? Their contracts are not guaranteed. One of the greatest names in the history of sports, not Bradley. What was Chubb's first name? What is my guy Chubb's first name? Nick Chubb. The Chubby went in and tore his knee up. And yes, TCU is garbage. I don't know who doesn't think TCU is garbage. That TCU team that was in the championship last year got beat 65-3, and all those guys left. That's a bad team. TCU is garbage. And
TCU got in though.
Yeah, that last year's team, those guys are gone. Nick Chubb had a devastating knee injury last night. Devastating knee injury. 2 questions. The running backs had a meeting over the summer, led by the running back from the Chargers, who is now hurt.
And Nick Chubb.
And they say, we're not getting respected. We're not getting the money. Nobody is paying running backs. Should they be paying running backs more money than they get? Or are running backs dispensable in today's NFL?
God. Something's got to be done. I mean, that position has been devalued because it seems almost like you can find running backs anywhere, right? But they're most susceptible to injury than anywhere else. It's like almost, if you got a dangerous job, you should be paid. You should be compensated for it. But I don't know who needs to fight for them to make sure they get some kind of special treatment. I think it needs to be separated from how everybody else is treated. I don't know if the NFLPA fights up for them or not, but if this keeps going, I'm thinking guys are going to stop playing running back. They're going to just play something else coming up from the youth ranks.
Should we have a salary cap and a running back cap?
It's got to be something like that. It's got to be some kind of insurance or something specifically for that position. Nick Chubb, I was just reading that he got a 3-year contract last year, but what if he hadn't signed that yet? And that'd be
Austin Eckler led the charge. He was like, we need to have a meeting because we're not getting paid. And Austin Eckler, we're in week 2. Austin Eckler is hurt.
But
Slater, what you got on these running backs?
They've been telling them to embellish those injuries a little bit to stay out even later. So I don't know how hurt Eckler is.
Well, but I don't even know what race Eckler is, so I don't know whether I can trust him or not.
Who is he?
I just want to go back to the comment.
Saquon is hurt. That dude is hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. Hurt too.
Saquon is built like a sequin. He gets hurt every year. But go ahead, Slater.
No, I was just going to go back to the comment about is the running back position indispensable? Is it dispensable? I feel like I feel like you can find a lot of running backs, but is it true that you can find a lot of good ones? And a lot of these teams are not passing the ball like talking about for real. So you need a running back and you need a good one. And everybody's not picking up 6-7 yards a carry. So I feel like, not only do you need to pay them what they're worth, but pay them like they actually get y'all the yards y'all need to get up the field, because everybody is not getting the completions that are going forward. I saw at least 12 screenplays this weekend alone that got not only no yards, but negative yards. And so at the end of the day, you need your running backs and you need good running backs. So you need to take care of them. You need to not only take care of their bodies, but you need to take care of their pockets so that they can do that.
I'm looking at Denzel Glover, man. He's asking a great question. What top running back recently has been on the Super Bowl winning team? I'm thinking from Terrell Davis.
It's normally by committee, but with the running backs, they're not going to put them in a different cap. They're not going to put them in a different category. And if anything, what I would petition to them is like what Nick Chubb and the other backs is, I would push, if you're going to pay me, below the market value of other positions, give me more guaranteed money up front. So like, I believe Saquon and them held out and he was getting his franchise tag was like $10 million. But if a quarterback franchise tag is more like $35 million. So they're already on the short end of the stick. But when you have those guys in, he fought for an extra $1 million, right? So why not just say, well, look, if you're going to pay me this $10 million, well, at least guarantee my salary, at least 8 of it. Because they're not giving you 100% guarantee, but at least give these guys that money. Because I'm sure if we start nitpicking Nick Chubb last deal, I'm sure he got an injury clause in there and a playing time clause. If he plays a certain percentage, he hits certain triggers, and I'm sure he's going to lose out on that. So they need to really evaluate the guarantee money more than anything.
So let me ask you this. But if I'm an owner, why am I trying to sink a bunch of money into a guy that I know more than likely is going to get hurt? And it's been proven I can win games without a running back. I can't win without a quarterback.
Absolutely.
You can't win in today's NFL. If you don't have a quarterback, you are done. You cannot win without a quarterback. So as the Jets went from Super Bowl right there to now no Aaron Rodgers. Nobody believes in it. They're horrible. All their nobody left. They've got 2 great running backs. The Jets have Breece Hall and the Vikings trash. And both of those guys are great running backs. Breece Hall is great. And my guy that just came from Minnesota, his name is escaping me right now.
Cook.
Y'all know Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook is an all-pro running back. You got those two guys, no quarterback. You can't win without them.
But you got to think about that. That was Brees had 4 carries that whole game. That's not a running back issue. That's a coaching philosophy issue at that point.
Bruce,
right?
But now that first game, was it the first game or was it the Cowboy game or the first game when he only had the 4 touches?
He had to touch 4 touches the Cowboys game.
Well, they were getting blown out.
But that was the thing. You got to have ball control.
Hey man, listen, ball control. Tell them all to eat Viagra before the game if they want real ball control. All right. First of all, I don't even want to talk about the Denver Broncos. They're a horrible team. They lost to a JV squad this week, so I have nothing to say.
Well, the Denver Broncos is a prime example. You know, even if you got a quarterback.
So what I'm saying is,
hey, bring them back.
All I'm saying is, you can't win if you don't have a quarterback. And that's all I'm saying. And that's why quarterbacks are overdrafted. Yeah. Quarterbacks are drafted way before they should be drafted in the draft. They're giving them money. The reality is the best teams have a great offensive line. If you can get a great offensive line and defensive line, it's still about the trenches. However, those guys aren't the sexy guys. Those aren't your sexy guys. Those aren't your guys that are going to lead in marketing. And, you know, nobody cares about the starting center. But that guy might be the guy. He can't be the face of your franchise, so you can't pay him like you want to. It's changing. I think the Dallas Cowboys, no matter how great Micah Parsons is, they still got to get great play from Dak in order to go deep into the playoffs.
But you know what, man? I think that's not necessarily true. And I'm gonna tell you, it was just one play that nobody gonna ever highlight, right? It was a play that CeeDee Lamb caught that slant. He ran 20 yards upfield and fumbled. You know who recovered that? The
starting center.
And
the
effort, when they make effort like that, those are the plays that's going to get them where they have to go. It's not even going to be Micah. It's not even just going to be Dak, man. If any team plays like that, that means you playing hard. That means you playing for your team. That's when you get to the Super Bowl.
Hey, when your fat guys are running down the field and there's no buffet, you know you're doing something. You know that you're doing something.
But I think we live in just to add to that, I think we live in an offensive generation, you know, not just basketball, but also in football. Like you said, back in the day, you know, everybody talked about the defenses, you know, the Bears defense, defense this, then defense that. But our generation doesn't highlight defenses. You know, we knew Warren Sapp, you know, back in the day. Like, it was people on that line who were famous to us, bro. We wore their jerseys. And I just think in this generation, we just live in an offensive society, bro.
First of all, yes, I take offense to that statement. But I think some of the biggest stars now in the NFL are becoming defensive players. I don't think there's a star that's shining brighter than Micah Parsons. I think that Sauce Gardner is one of the biggest names in the sport. I think Aaron Donald, when you start talking about him, and he's a great player. You guys have got that male stripper on y'all team, Slater, but he only plays one every 3 games.
Shut up.
What's that young man with a little blonde hair?
Chase. But let me clarify my statement. Not defensive players. I was talking more line. Like people who play on the actual line.
Yeah, the only defensive lineman anybody cares about is Aaron Donald.
Yeah, exactly. And so back in the day, you could name a couple of them.
The Watt brothers, Micah Parsons. I think your defensive ends are still. Defensive ends are still. That's a money position, and you getting up stacking, and you are thrusting your nuts into that camera. You are the man. You are defense matters.
So if you're not gonna give a pause for that, I mean, just big pause.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what you do. After you do it, you get up and you. That's what everybody's tuned in for.
And look at Lonzo's face.
What are we doing here?
That's what I say. That's what I say.
Right.
But before we go any further, let me just tell you this. One of the things that I hate about the new NFL, and I hate it in college, I hate the team celebration after a turnover. I wish we could figure out a way.
Have fun and live their life and having a good time.
Yeah, I love the touchdown dance. Touchdown dance is one thing.
Everybody
when they run down the field and you got to gather everybody to go down there and run 80 yards downfield to do some celebration. I hate it. I hate it.
Who's that calling?
That was an alarm going off.
Lonzo, I'm with you, man. I think it's great. I think
love it.
You know, it's like you said, everybody doesn't get a chance to celebrate. If you only did it when they get a touchdown, that's literally a receiver or a running back,
That's right.
maybe a quarterback who sneaks it in. You know, let everybody get their time to celebrate, man. They working hard out there too.
Get your shine.
At least it's a team celebration.
Yep.
The whole defense runs down.
Everybody goes.
You know, it's not singled out. So
let me ask you this question. I'm asking you guys, and you guys think about this long and hard. Pause.
Wow.
Long and hard.
Wow.
I thought this
Wow.
was
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. And you know, football is a sport where you get a lot of that. You get so much.
You get a lot of that.
Man, the pause moments during a football game when a man just runs up in the middle and just sticks it in there and busts it wide open. You're like, wow, sir. Wow. Kids are watching. Right now, if off the top of your head, 10 seconds, you can think of it. Off the top of your head, best celebration, whether it be touchdown or turnover celebration in the NFL right now.
Right now, they got me the Gritty.
Is it the
That's
Gritty?
the only one. That's what's so annoying. Now that annoys me. I'm so sick of seeing the Gritty.
Hey, let me tell you something. My son, he's 8 years old. He loves Justin Jefferson. Whenever you see that guy, he just starts dancing all over the place, all through dinner, man. Eat your food, eat your peas, son.
You know what I miss?
The Gritty is difficult because white players can't do it.
They be trying to. They be trying so hard. They be trying so hard. God bless them.
It's hilarious. Let them do it.
I need to get Carol Snoop Boykins on the show at some point. Really quick, wanted to do this as a big shout out. I wanted to do this. And I know people watching all over the country don't care about this, but locally here in the 757, big shout out to the Nansemond River Warriors. Nansemond River Warriors defeated Oscar Smith High School for the first time since 2002. Hey man, if it took you 21 years to beat a team, you get a shout out. So big shout out to the Nansemond River Warriors for winning, and possibly Oscar Smith being third or fourth in the Southeastern District. Crazy.
Not too much on my school. Not too much on my school.
They lost 2 games.
They're gonna lose to Kingsport. They just might lose it because
they could lose.
I got kicked out twice. You're not gonna kick this man out for talking about my school though.
They're gonna lose.
I got you.
They're gonna lose the Kingsport, and then they might lose the River, Indian River.
They may do the double river loss. Indian and Nansemond.
There's a realistic chance that they still get to the playoffs because it's a new system, but there's a realistic chance that they go 6-4. And I was on the sideline for that Nansemond game. And I know if they can't beat Nansemond, they're not gonna beat Kingsport.
The times have changed.
Yeah.
Big shot and my man Carol Boykins in here, and I hate doing this. This seems like I'm throwing salt into a wound, but greatest high school turnaround I've seen in a year is the Granby Comets. First of all, horrible mascot. I don't know who was sitting around and like, what should our mascot be? Ooh, Comets. That's stupid. I don't know if y'all are doing the comets that come out of the sky or the toilet cleaner. Neither one of those works. But Granby Comets all of a sudden went from a cellar dweller, rolled over by everybody, to just playing great. So turnaround of the year so far has gone to the Granby Comets.
They haven't won the game in what, 2 years?
They hadn't won a game in a while. They might have won one a year, but they're on a roll right now. Shocker of the year, Nansemond River, and what's going on with Oscar Smith. And just to make me feel good, shout outs to the Highland Springs Springers for defeating I See Nothing High School 70-0.
Whoa.
I really enjoyed that. That made me feel good.
Really?
I don't hate kids at all, but I hate Norcom. And to see them lose 70-0 did my heart good.
70-0?
They didn't even pinch them.
You do know the Fish Bowl is this week, right? With Mount and Norcom.
I understand that. And my own alma mater, we're gonna lose. I don't care about that. But what it won't be is 70-0. I tell you that much.
By the way, frivolous plug, fundraiser, team party after the Fish Bowl, proceeds go.
So
how can you cut off
Yo, fundraiser going to the athletic programs in both schools.
Oh, okay, both schools. Okay, yeah, you won.
Mountain and
Yeah.
Norcom, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Football
Yeah.
teams. Yep.
Yeah. So if that had been just Norcom, I probably would have.
Oh man.
I would have just cut you off. Listen, great things being done in the city of Portsmouth.
Manor.
Manor will win. Carroll's got Norcom winning barely. We need to highlight some of these high school games, especially in the area sometime, because these kids are out there. First of all, they're kids. They can't even remember to take the trash out, but they're out there playing their hearts out for y'all week after week. They're out there playing their hearts off week after week. So it's crazy. I've been in a couple of the groups and hearing guys talk about the high school sports, and I realize there's a lot of people out here that know absolutely nothing. All right, moving on, man. Man, groups. If you go into a group, this lady, I was in a group, and this lady said with all her might that Jesus is the 13th player on the Colorado team. And I was like, ma'am, there's only 11 on the field. Who's 12? I don't even know.
The fans?
I don't know if she was calling
the disciples in there.
Dion.
I don't know who she is. T mentioned said her son plays for Manor number 11. We'll talk to him after the thing, and we'll see. If Manor wins, your son gets to come on. He doesn't have a name, he just has a number. I don't know if this is your 11th child, but whatever.
He's number 11. Let me go back and look
at number 11.
We'll go back and watch the film, and now we're gonna be all spotlighting your son. He misses a lot of blocks. All right, no, I'm just playing. If he's number 11, he's probably a skill player. These are just jokes. All right, we got to wrap the show up, man.
These are just jokes.
These are just jokes. We're not gonna ever gamble on high school football. I think you're a real degenerate if you do. But the Fish Bowl is this weekend. There's never any fish involved. Oh, Jeremiah Moore. So Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Bullfrog was a good friend of mine. All right. Last week we picked the games. We had a woman in here picking. We didn't even go back and review her picks. We just let her pick to make her feel good. Hopefully she's not watching today. But there were 16 games last week. Amazing that everybody got games wrong in order or right in order. So the top picks went 11-5, 10-6, 9-7, 8-8. It's crazy. But winning the first week was Slater. This week, Zoe wins with 11 correct. 11. He went 11-5 on his pick. Jason went 10-6. I went 9-7. And Slater picking up the rear with only eight wins. And I think I'm getting ready to block Johnny Brook from the group as well for reminding us that Washington defeated the Broncos. I understand that Washington defeated the Broncos. The fact that the NFL sent Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder in to call that 2-point conversion as refs was really bad. That was really, really horrendous. But hey, man, as he said, bad calls happen every day. They do. We should have never lost a 21-3 lead. Don't talk to me. I don't watch SportsCenter the whole week. We had those guys handled, and we just let them come back. Like so many of y'all moms have done when your dad cheats. All right, so what? You got personal? Did it get personal?
You coach Colorado State? What's going on?
Did it get personal? Did it get personal? All right, we're moving on. We got to make our picks for the week, man. I forgot to pull up the schedule. Hey, man, guys, y'all know the routine. We're going to go through these games. We're going to try to pick them, and we'll come back next week and see who can win the week this week, man. We're going to see. Slater's got a week to his credit. Jason's got a week to his credit. Zoe's got a week to his credit. Jason, you and I, we got to get in there. We got to get in there. We got to make some moves. So here we go. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Here's the order we're going to go in, man. We're going to go Zoe, Jason, Slater, then me. Zoe, Jason, Slater, then me. The Thursday night game, the St. Juan-less Giants versus the 49ers.
Man, Niners in a landslide.
Good Lord, that's the Niners.
That's going to be bad.
Niners going to punish them all day.
Yeah, I don't even know if anybody picks Vanilla Vic and the Giants. I'm going with the 49ers as well. I don't think it'll be close. Although I did think the 49ers were going to totally steamroll the Rams, and the Rams found a way to stay in there. All right, we got Sunday games. Ravens, Colts.
Ravens win that game.
Lamar, baby.
Lamar told y'all got something to prove. He better do it.
The Colts have run out of actual official players. I've got 3 emails from the Colts right now trying to get me to come out. Give me the Ravens. Not even close. The Titans versus the Cosbys.
What?
It's the Titans versus the Browns.
Tennessee wins the game.
I got
got
They
you.
can't do it.
Yeah, I got King Henry, the Titans.
I got to go with the Titans, man. Derrick Henry is definitely on my fantasy football team too.
I hate to steal from other shows, but I'm lone wolfing on this thing. It's in Cleveland. Give me the Browns. The surprising 2-0 Falcons, the Dirty Birds, like chicken from a gas station restaurant against the Lions.
Lions bounce back. Lions win this.
Yeah, I got Detroit. Bouncing back on this one too.
I got to be different this time. The Falcons been surprising me. I'm going to go with the Falcons.
Nope, I'm going Lions. Give me the Lions. Jesus' team, the Saints, against the Packers.
Oh, Packers at home.
Saints.
I got to go Saints. It ain't cold enough yet for the Packers to win at home. It ain't cold enough yet.
No snow.
Did you give me somebody, Jason?
Yeah. I said the Saints.
Saints.
And like male strippers, give me the Packers. All right.
Wow.
Can the Texans continue to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory against the Jaguars? Texans, Jaguars.
No, Jacksonville gonna come back. That last week they really ran into a buzzsaw. They're gonna come back this week. Jacksonville.
Yeah, the Prince of Duval, baby. The Jags.
Yeah.
Duval.
I'm going with the Jags.
I'm rolling with the Jags as well. I don't even know if we should. I'm gonna do something and go against my own team. Broncos, Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins. Laces out.
Yeah, we all
Dolphins win.
Hey, Tua gonna smack them jokers.
Speed kills.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
They
Okay.
They do many times. I like sleep like
And when they do, first of all, I allow some stuff, but he went way too far with that one. He went
He's
way,
a nice guy.
way.
First of all, you didn't go too far by picking against your team.
No,
You should put yourself in timeout.
I just didn't want to lie. I didn't want to lie to me.
I got you.
All right, we got 2 0-2 teams. Someone has to win. Chargers, Vikings.
You know, this is a tough game. I'm gonna take the Chargers. They have to win a game. I think they're better than Minnesota.
I'm gonna take the Vikings, man. The Chargers just don't know how to win close games.
No, I know.
I agree with you on that, but I used to have Kirk Cousins on my team, and now he's did the same thing for the Vikings. I ain't seen him go too far either in tight situations, so I'm going with the other team.
On the Chargers. I don't want to see any man in a tight situation, but give me the Chargers.
He just talked about male strippers packing. Get out of here, dog.
It's the only way that you can make it in that business. Hey, listen. Will Bill Belichick go 0-3, or will the Patriots defeat the Jets, or will the Jets win without Aaron Rodgers? Patriots, Jets.
Oh,
Pats win. Jets don't get an offensive touchdown in this game.
I think the Jets, man, defense too good. I think the Jets pull this one out by 3.
I gotta go with the Jets, man. Them Patriots just don't look good right now. I'm just be real with you.
I'm gonna disagree with you. The Patriots have lost 2 close games. They've been in it when people didn't think they could be in it. Give me the Patriots over the wingless Jets. The wingless Jets. Here we go. The Buffalo Bills versus the Washington Going Commandos.
I think Buffalo wins this game.
Yeah, man. Buffalo by 14, man.
Good.
Actually,
But the Commanders, we're gonna upset some folks again. I'm going with the Commanders.
I got a Buffalo Bills by 140.
Good God.
That's egregious. My word.
They said we couldn't do it last week. We're gonna do it again.
No one said that.
They said they couldn't do it.
No one thought that.
Right.
We got the Panthers versus the Seahawks. Black quarterbacks.
Well, black quarterback. Geno, Seattle.
Geno refuses to get an edge up.
Never
DK Metcalf, man. That's all I got.
So did RG3.
The Hawks.
Who you got? Play the Panthers or the Seahawks?
Oh, I'm going Seahawks. Gino on my fantasy team too.
Give me the Seahawks as well. Big shout outs. You mentioned RG3. Big shout outs to RG3, who I think is slowly becoming one of the best play-by-play guys or color commentators in the business.
Absolutely.
RG3 is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Give me RG3 and Troy Aikman or Tony Romo. I think we got a great time. Those two guys are amazing. Do we even have to do this one? Cowboys and Cardinals? Can I just say everyone's taking the Cowboys and we move on?
Yeah.
All right.
Can
we do the same thing right here with Chiefs and Bears? Everyone's taking the Chiefs?
Absolutely.
All right. All right, here's one that can be debatable. Steelers, Raiders.
Raiders?
I got the Steelers on this one.
I got the Raiders.
I refuse to pick the Raiders, so give me the Steelers. Everybody pick on that one?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Monday night, they again going with the 2 Monday night games. I don't understand why they're doing this, but they are.
Crazy.
I ain't even make it through that second.
Yeah, there was no need. The first one, we got Eagles and the Bucks. Both teams 2-0. Are you ready for Baker Mayfield? Do you believe?
I think it's gonna be a good game. I'm still gonna take Philadelphia though. I think it's gonna be a good game.
I'm never picking the Eagles. Bucks.
I'm going with the Eagles. I don't like them either, but I'm gonna go with them.
Yeah, I just because I think the Eagles will win, I don't ever believe in Baker Mayfield for anything. And the surprising game, one of these teams is 0-2, and it's not the one you think. Rams versus Bengals.
Joe Burrow is hurt, but I'm taking the Bengals. They're gonna still win.
I think the Rams get it done.
Oh, Rams.
This is another one I don't care about, but I'm gonna go ahead with, even though Joe Burrow is hurt, let's see what he can do.
And I'm gonna shock the world on this one. I like Luka Doncic playing receiver down there for the Rams.
That boy say Luka.
whatever his name is. Whatever his name is, I like Luka.
Rookie. Yeah, the rookie.
Yeah, the rookie. That guy's out of BYU or Hawaii or someplace he shouldn't be out of.
You don't even know where he's from. You just name the schools out loud.
Give me that guy.
Out of London Oaks. What you talking about?
Give me that guy. There's a lot of people that only believe he's playing that way because of Deion Sanders. Give me that guy for the win. Actually, not only that, but we want to just go ahead right now before we get off the show, man. Thank Deion Sanders for stopping world hunger. We'd also like to, that's the prime effect. Also like to thank him for stopping the recession personally.
He did.
And Deion Sanders helped 3 old ladies across the street yesterday. Deion Sanders, he does it all.
Prime
Get it. Look, man. Deion is changing lives. The whole
Deion, my church used to say church is supposed to change lives. I think we need to go ahead and scratch that. Deion is supposed to change lives.
Hey, for real, like when his game came on, I was talking to my wife. I was like, "Hey, babe, what you want to do tonight?" She was like, "I want to watch Deion tonight."
There you go. See.
So man, like real talk. By the time my aunt called us over there, we went 8. Man, it was on like a family reunion.
I'm just gonna say this.
I never.
Over under the number of wins that Colorado gets this year, or the number of toes that Deion Sanders has.
Hey, he sold 1.2 million sunglasses
in a day.
That has nothing to do with him, who has 8 toes.
Look at this. Do you believe or not? If you
know, I don't.
If you don't believe yet, I don't know what to tell you.
I got them winning one more game. I got them from 6 to getting to 7 because I didn't think that they was gonna beat Nebraska. I
got them at 6-6, and I think they go to a bowl game. And depending on what bowl they go to, I think they go to like the Heinz Ketchup Bowl.
Guys, are just the first step.
Man, they going to the second give bowl.
If they go, here's what I say: they go 6-6, they win a bowl game, unless he can get another quarterback to transfer. Shador goes into the league.
Well, he had the number 1 recruit from 2025.
He did come in for 2024.
He already said Shador ain't going to the league next year.
And so he gonna come after he leaves. So he's gonna be right there. He got the quarterback.
No,
Who
well,
else
he went.
gonna go play for?
He also visited Alabama.
Who else he gonna go play for?
He'll go play for Nick.
You see what quarterbacks are doing in Alabama? They don't know who the quarterback
Well,
is.
none of those guys are any good.
Right.
This guy's good. Jalen Milroe wins the Heisman. You heard it here first. It's not the official Heisman.
Wow.
But he wins the one in
Heisman
this house.
this?
Jalen Milroe for president. All right. That guy said they win the Granny Bowl. They go 6-6. They go to a bowl game. When the Granby Bowl, hilarious. When they decide, whenever Shador leaves, Deion Sanders leaves for health reasons. You heard it here first. He'll never say he quit. He'll never say he quit, but he will say, I'm leaving for health reasons.
He got so many built in. Oh, yeah.
Gangrene, gout, something. He's out there.
I really want to see how many people going to really believe when they're 3-2.
You know what? I think I think a lot of people are gonna believe. I think that this build up where we are now, it's got people so amped. It's got me so hyped. The excuses, like you say, they're built in. You say they're gonna lose these next 2, right? The excuses are already in. But I'm gonna follow the excuses. Be like, yeah, we already knew this.
Yeah, but you know what?
Let's go.
If they lose these next 2 games, I think a lot of the shine comes off of that program.
Yeah,
and people stop watching them.
I agree with you. But man,
when does Travis Hunter come back?
It is not an HBCU. There are 2% of the population in Colorado is black. That is not an HBCU. That is as
Why
HW.
Are you yelling at people?
That is as HWCU as you can possibly get.
HW.
That's not a thing.
It's so white there that it snows. It is. Andre Grant says they're winning the next 2. Moral victories don't count. Hey, man, I'm going to let you guys all get your whatever it is you got to say out of the way, man. Again, thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for being here because you guys get paid absolutely nothing for being on this show. We need to work in and getting us a sponsor, man. I don't care who it is, grits and gravy, anybody. Y'all come. It don't matter what it is.
Come on down to Bros Barbecue.
Hey, barbecue's so good, make you smack your mama. Hey, mama. Oh, man. Since you started off, Slater, you go first.
Hey, like I tell y'all all the time, good things happen to people who wait, who are patient, and even if it's not good, it's all good because it's all God.
Oh, God. Boy.
Yeah, I guess that one works. All right. I guess I was inspired a little bit. What you got, Alonzo?
Oh, man. Hey, I'm just glad to be here with you guys every week, man. Regular guys talking sports. We did this for years, and then we doing it now. So, hey, nothing to promote. See y'all next week.
Great. And America's Sexiest Man, 1986. Go ahead with it, Jason.
86.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me on the show, man. Hey, man, everybody, find some positive, find somebody to love this week, even if they can't talk back to you.
There you go.
I was wondering what that was back then. I was like, man, Jason got big roaches. All right. Man, I got nothing. Shout out to everybody that tuned in to me, man, on my morning show. Make sure y'all tune into my morning show. If you're watching now, you can watch the morning show. It's called See You in the Morning. I get on there every morning about 7:15-ish. You never know what the time is going to start. The only thing that I can guarantee on that show is that at some time it's going to go left. You don't know what's going to happen, what I'll talk about. Wednesdays are wild. So if y'all want to tune in, tomorrow is the day because tomorrow is Hunch Day Wednesday. We hunching before lunch. It's all about making somebody feel good, even if it's just got to be you. So make sure you tune in for that.
That's that show right there. You got to be ready for anything. Wow.
You got to come in prepared, man.
Don't drink your orange juice, boy.
Yeah. Hey, next week, tune in. Hey guys, I've got to really let y'all know I'm going in depth on the game of pickleball next week. Y'all have got to be here because it's the number one fastest growing sport in America, and it doesn't get the respect that it deserves. And I am on a one-man crusade to get pickleball to the masses. All right, I'm spreading my pickleballs to everybody. All right.
Wow.
Jesus, man. First it was the small packages.
Now pickleballs.
It's a lot happening out here, man. I don't choose the show. The show chooses me.
Uncomfortable.
Hey, man, thank you guys so much for being here. It's a show that ESPN will never air. It is Second Give. Thank y'all so much for being here, man. We are out.
Deuces.